The World Endurance Championship is back. Finally, the winter break is over, and it's time to kick off a new season of competition. The WEC begins their season first by heading to Qatar, and so in this video, I will do my race preview for the 2024 edition of the Qatar 1812km. This is the very first time that the WEC is heading to Qatar, more specifically, the Lusail International Circuit. But even though the circuit is brand new to the championship, we're still expecting to see some incredible action across the race weekend. The Qatar 1812km marks the debut of the brand new prototypes in hypercar from BMW, Alpine, Isotta Fraschini, and Lamborghini, and alongside the new hypercar entries are an entirely new grid of GT3 race cars. This season opener will display the two categories of the WEC this year: hypercar, where the LMH and LMDH prototypes race, and LMGT3, where the GT3 cars participate. And just a quick reminder, in case you didn't know, it's only these two categories at Qatar this year. In fact, for the first time in history, the LMP2 class won't make an appearance in the WEC racing during the full season. If you want more information on the classes of hypercar and LMGT3, I suggest checking out my WEC season preview, which I've linked in the description, which displays more details. Before heading into the entry list, let me tell you about this race and the track the cars will race on. The event is scheduled to last around 10 hours long, and that entails around 335 laps completed. The Qatar 1812km is also the second longest endurance race on the 2024 schedule, just sitting behind the legendary 24 Hours of Le Mans, which takes place of course in June. Also, I wanted to point out that this event in 2024 won't be the only one at the Lusail International Circuit, as the WEC has signed a deal with the circuit to remain on the calendar until at least 2029. As I mentioned briefly, the event takes place at the Lusail International Circuit, which is on the outskirts of the city of Doha, Qatar. The circuit was opened in September of 2004 and is FIA Grade 1. It currently has 16 turns that make up the 5.4 kilometers. That's 3.3 miles long. And if you're a fan that watches motorsports outside of endurance racing, Formula One also comes to this track. The Qatar Grand Prix was hosted in 2021 and in 2023. Let's talk about the cars out on track for this event in 2024. As I mentioned already, the all-new LMGT3 class will be making its debut here in Qatar. The new GT regulations for the WEC bring in a lot of manufacturers to this championship. 9 brands will be on the grid for the first race in LMGT3. And as I've said before, because of how important these brands are and how successful they've already been in endurance racing, we're expected to see some GT action, the likes we've never seen in the WEC before, hopefully here at the Qatar 1812km and in future events. And ultimately, because of how many manufacturers and teams are on board, we will see a total of 18 entries in the first event of the LMGT3 era here at the Lusail Circuit. And to be clear, LMGT3 will not be the only category with a lot of cars out on track, as the flagship class hypercar will also feature a boost in entries compared to last season. Not only will we see the new manufacturers of BMW, Alpine, Lamborghini, and Isotta Fraschini on the grid, but also more entries from the already existing teams in hypercar, such as a third Ferrari 499P or a second Hertz Team Jota Porsche. And with this ever-expanding hypercar grid, this means we will see a total of 19 entries for the first event in 2024. This is also a record-sized grid for hypercar. We've never seen this amount of entries in a single event, and we still haven't arrived to the 24 Hours of Le Mans yet. Ultimately, the grids in LMGT3 and hypercar combine to create a magnificent 37-car grid in this 10-hour endurance race in Qatar. Let's now take a look at the balance of performance for Qatar in 2024. Starting off with the power and weight adjustments in hypercar, and Peugeot's 9X8 hypercar was given the most power, while Cadillac's V Series R was unfortunately given the least. And as for the weight penalty, Peugeot's 9X8 hypercar is once again in a good position on the weight side, with the lightest car on the grid. Meanwhile, Toyota has been affected by the weight penalty. The GR010 will be the heaviest car on track. Now, when it comes to LMGT3 and the power and weight adjustments, Lamborghini was hit with the worst power adjustment, where BMW and Porsche are in a good position. And when it comes to the weight side of things, the Lexus RCF GT3 will be the heaviest car on the grid, where the Porsche will actually be the lightest. So I've just given you some important info about this event, but a significant factor to note is the actual schedule for the Qatar 1812km and how to watch this race in 2024. We have the qualification for the race taking place on Friday, March 1st. Qualifying for both LMGT3 and Hypercar will take place in between 4 and 4:20 p.m. local time. Then there's Hyperpole, which is new to the WEC outside of the 24 Hours of Le Mans for this year. Hyperpole will take place also on March 1st, starting at 4:40 p.m. with the LMGT3 session and ending at 5 p.m. local time with the Hypercar session. And then finally, of course, there's the race itself. The Qatar 1812km will take place on Saturday, March 2nd. It starts at 11 a.m. local time, and because this is roughly a 10-hour endurance race, the event will last until about 9 p.m. local time. As for watching this race, across the world, you'll be able to watch it live on the WEC app. In my opinion, this is the best option for watching the WEC events, as it's an official stream. Although areas across the world have other ways to broadcast the event. For example, in the USA, HBO Max is a way to watch the event, and over in Europe, Eurosport through Discovery Plus is a good way to watch. And besides watching it live, the WEC sometime after the event posts it to the official YouTube channel. Also, here on this channel, you'll be able to find content from the event. There will be a live broadcast of a race recap, a race review video, and an explanation on who won the event. But I won't post that last video until the race is uploaded to the WEC YouTube channel, as there are spoilers. So that was my breakdown of the Qatar 1812km in 2024. Will you be watching the season opener in Qatar? And are you excited for this year's season of the WEC? Well, as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly suggest you do so, considering I make endurance racing content mainly on WEC and IMSA every single week. And if you want to see another video, check out the options on the screen. So for now, that's it from me. I'll see you all in the next video.